the front of the stages because there's people over there, people over there, people in the back there. FNMs, make some noise! FNM, we the party, great things we have done. The airport, sports center, the roads there, just some. My God, the straw market has opened its doors. This coming FNMs, are you ready? My vote is secured. Hey! Hey! FNMs! Hey! FNM, be the party, great things we have done. The airport, sports center, the roads there, just some. My God, the straw market has opened its doors. This coming election, my vote is secured. Hey! FNM, FNM, make the people rejoice. Hey! FNM, FNM, I've made you my choice. This is election when I my vote. Hey! When I'm giving it to the FNM, make some noise! Hey! Debate this. Hey! Great things Papa promised. Great things Papa has done. Man, he told us to trust him, and he delivered on every one. Done dredge out the harbor, done move the country. No port, Nassau, Bahamas, the Prime Minister of the country. Hey! FNM, hey! FNM, woo! Make Bahamians rejoice. Y'all sing it, baby. Hey, I made you my choice. This is the election when I'm my ex. I'm giving it to the FNM on May 7th, baby. Hey, Bohemians, answer me. Hey, man, the airport, sports center, straw market, man, the road them, done touch out the harbor, done move the cantinas, done sign with the armor. FNM! FNM! Sing! FNM! Make the people rejoice. FNM! FNM! I've made you my choice. This is election when I my vote. I'm giving it for the very last time. FNM, sing the chorus. Hey! FNM, FNM, make Bahamians rejoice. FNM, FNM, I've made you my choice. This is election when I'm my ex. I'm giving it to the FNM. One more time. Hey! On the airport, sports center, straw market, roadworks, done touch out the harbor, done move the cantinas, done sign with Bahama. FNM! Hey! You're simply the best.
That's right, Papa.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
very much. Fellow Bahamians, women of the Bahamas and young people, FNMs and PLPs, I want them all. I'm going to speak to you briefly tonight. As you can hear, I have a sore throat, and I've been speaking for a long time, but only aggravated, and standing in this cold has done so. Still, I have a number of things I want to share with you, and so I'll soldier on. The waves and the splashes of red have joined forces here at Clifford Park to form this Red Sea.
Color red is on the move.
They have been out here warming this space up for us.
Color red is on the move.
Only the torch can truly ignite Clifford Park.
Just simply the best.
FNMs, it's time to show your color. Wear a little some red every day until election day. If you
Color red is on the move.
If you have a flag, if you don't have one, get one. Put it on your car. You can take it down when you get to work or when you get home at night. But fly your flags on the road every day. Let them know you are FNM and you ain't scared. Clearly it's they who are scared, they scared, because the FNM coming. So tonight Clifford Park is on fire. On May 7th, those fake gold rush chariots shall feel the power of this Red Sea. When you look in every direction from Clifford Park, you see the difference between the FNM and our opponents. It is the FNM that created the fish fry. It's the FNM that moved the port to Al-Waqi. It's the FNM that moved that crumbling customs building and created something new and good for the Bahamian people on Al-Waqi. Whenever you think of the PLP, think of that old broken down customs building, because that's exactly how they left this country. They neglected the family islands, they neglected over the hill, they neglected Grand Bahama, and they neglected Bahamians everywhere. They are now the party of neglect. We are the party of deliverance. Just look out from this park and see what we've delivered for you. They neglected Western Esplanade. We caused it to be transformed into another beauty spot. They neglected Sanders Beach. We delivered a brand new beach park. They neglected our straw vendors. We delivered a new first-class straw market. They neglected downtown Nassau. Come October, there'll be a new open grain space called Pompey Square, in the space where they left our vendors under tent. We are delivering a revitalized city of Nassau. They neglect, we in the FNM deliver. Bahamians everywhere. You remember when we first created the Windows to the Sea program that resulted in the creation of Goodman's Bay Park, the upgrade of the Western Esplanade, and the green open space at West Bay and Paul Track. Since 2007, we have posted beach access and viewpoint signs all along West Bay and Eastern Road. And we further enhanced the Western Esplanade and the fish fry at Al-Waqi. Now, having restored and upgraded Montague Beach and created Sanders Beach, both becoming amongst the most popular recreational places for Bahamians, others now vandalize it with offensive posters and trivialize the importance of safe public recreation spaces. They criticize what we've done and continue to do for you, the Bahamian people. They don't believe that you deserve first-class restroom facilities at our public beaches. Indeed, they don't think you deserve beach parks and complain that we are wasting your money when we create first-class recreational spaces for your children to enjoy. Clearly, also, they object to us spending your money to build new hospital facilities and improve the infrastructure of our country, to make life better for all residents, and to support the principal industries of this country that feed us, tourism and financial services. In their view, a deepened Nassau Harbor, able to accommodate the largest cruise ships afloat, a spectacular new LPIA, which easily accommodates the increase in airlift being attracted to our country today, the world standard roads being properly lit with adequate drainage and pedestrian sidewalks, and the improved water supply for residents of his island of Providence who've been forced to tolerate salty, orange-coloured, smelly, low-pressure water for more than 40 years are all a waste of public money. I suppose spending $25 million to send Bahamian young people to college is also wasteful in their book. We know that they disapproved of our education loan program introduced during our second term, the $100 million education loan program. That program provided for the government to pay one half of the interest payable on sums borrowed. During their single term in office, they reneged on that agreement made between the government and over 2,000 Bahamian students pursuing tertiary level education. Their decision caused many families to default in their loan payments. For example, a student who got a government guaranteed loan of $50,000, the family could expect to pay $333 per month in interest payment at maximum. But they would only have to pay $162 on the FNM watch because the government paid the other half. When the PLP came to office, they stopped this arrangement. They cancelled it. And so the family, instead of paying $162 a month, had to then pay the $333 a month. Families which had planned their children's education and made arrangements to ensure timely payment of what they were supposed to pay suddenly found themselves unable to pay. We promised in Manifesto 2007 that if we came back to office, we would restore the program and resume payment of one half of the interest on those students' loan. I am pleased to inform you tonight that the FNM government is making good on that promise. We are ensuring that 2,471 students are having the refunds paid for that money. And we are paying, and we are going to refund in cash to the 305 students who've already paid their loans off. The refund for this group of students will be $292,165. In all, we are paying back $2.3 million. Now, I regret that we are unable to cover the payments between 2002 and 2007. We are unable to restore those. They were denied by the PLP. The very people who now tell you they believe in Bahamians, that they seek to invest in Bahamians. Those who oppose us did not agree to spend public money to invest in Bahamian students and improving infrastructure to improve the quality of life for all Bahamians. We know what they would prefer to do with the public money, give it to their cronies who produce nothing for the Bahamas. That's why they are unable to account for the $800 million they borrowed when they were last in office. I'm going to list a couple of the things they attempted to do with some of that money. They attempted to build a block of classrooms at C.H. Reeves Senior High School and made such a mess of it that it was abandoned and left incomplete. They progressed the construction of the Magistrates Court on Nassau Street, for which plans have been left in place by us, but they messed that up and abandoned that site. They built another facility conceived by us for the Sandlands Rehabilitation Center, made a mess of that too. They made headway with building the Arthur Rogers High School, land acquisition underway in 2002. They couldn't, over a period of 5 years, finish the land acquisition or clear the dump site nearby. And so that construction stalled. They converted the old city market store on Market Street into accommodation for Registrar General's office and Department of Lands and Survey. They gutted the building, spent the budgeted money on only they know what, and then abandoned the site. Look at it on Market Street Hill. There's enough time to list how they wasted your money. And now they have the nerve to criticize us when we spend your money on you and on your children. Well, I am no Perry Christie, and I need not say, as he told his convention 2 years ago with great passion, let me be the first to admit that in many instances you have every right to feel as you do. I'm sorry if I let you down. I pledge to make it up to you next time round. You'll be the head of the line. I've learned my lesson. I will not make the same mistakes again. Well, if you believe that, you need to have your head examined. Clearly the Bahamas cannot entrust its future to such a man. Once bitten, twice shy. FNMs, Bahamians everywhere. Now they couldn't achieve even a few small things in their term in office, and they're trying now to bamboozle you into believing they can do many big things in 100 days. Watch them carefully. That 100 days is one of the biggest flams in Bahamian history. They don't plan to do anything. They only plan to talk about doing something. So in those 100 days, their dream book says that they will initiate a plan, set in motion a plan, renew the commitment. What they don't intend to do is to act. What they will do from day one and every single day after that is raid your cookie jar. Perry Christie had 100 days before. In fact, he had almost 20 times that amount. He had 1,825 days and did very little with that. Centerville gave him 30 years, and look what he didn't do for his people in Centerville. You can give Christie 100 years, it'll make no difference. Fellow Bahamians, FNMs. We were recently given a report on Perry Christie, you know. We have his grades, they're not very good. Plenty F's. In English, he wrote an essay on what he did in office from 2000 to 2007. The grammar was very good. He used plenty big words. But he got an F because they found out that the essay was a copy. He cheated by listing everything we did over the last 5 years and claimed he did them. In geography, he got an F grade too. He thought the Bahamas had 699 islands, which might be the reason why he was trying to sell marijuana.
That's my papa.
In history, he got an F too. For the past 5 years, he's been trying to rewrite history to try and make you forget he ran the weakest, the most incompetent, the most scandal-ridden government since independence. He might forget, but I know you remember. He got an F for health because he failed to live his promised national health insurance. F in sports because he couldn't build a national sports stadium. F in tourism studies because he presided over the biggest single loss of hotel rooms ever in the independent Bahamas. He got an F in maths and accounts because things didn't add up. And he can't account for that $800 million he borrowed went. He got an F for economics because he still thinks that the Bahamas is the only country in the world that didn't go through the Great Recession. As well as he speaks, he got an F in speech. The report card says he got an F in speech because even though he talks plenty, he says very little. He did get an A in something. He got an A for drama. There's a long list of F's, you know, in other subjects, too many to go into, but there are also some other comments on the report card. On leadership, the report card says this: after careful observation, we believe he likes to follow and keep plenty bad company.
Are you serious?
Dead serious. Finally, the note goes on to say, we wish you would have followed the better example of Hubert Ingraham. Of course, next to punctuality, they said he was late again and again. And in the space they had there for days absent from school, it says, we stopped counting. Fellow Bahamians, our opponents seek to build an opportunity club for themselves and their families. We seek to build a greater opportunity society for every Bahamian child, regardless of the circumstances of his or her birth. I want to say a special word to the police and defense force tonight, because they're going to vote on Tuesday coming. Going forward, we'll require more from you, and you should also require or expect more from us. Let me say that again. Going forward, we will require more from you, and so we will also do more for you. You know, when we can, we increase your pay and improve your terms and conditions of employment. Beginning in 2010, we increased your uniform allowances for 2,741 police officers at a cost of some $2.4 million. We increased the clothing allowance for 407 detectives at a cost of $615,000. At the same time, we increased the uniform allowances for 1,063 Defense Force officers, 497 prison officers at a cost of $804,000 and $358,000 respectively. And some 469 police officers and 183 Defense Force officers and 110 prison officers who had been at the maximum of their pay scales for 2 years or more became eligible to receive 2 increments, as police and Defense Force officers' salary scales were expanded by 2 increments when salary scales for all public officers were extended in the last budget. 1 increment was paid as a lump sum in either December 2011. The second increment will be paid in the usual manner as an individual officer's annual anniversary comes along. In July this year, these police officers, together with nurses, teachers, and all public servants, will also benefit from the agreed cash lump sum payment of 1 increment in accordance with the terms of the agreement agreed between the government and the various unions. All public officers will therefore receive their usual increment in the usual way. I note also the Public Service Commission is presently completing the assumed service-wide promotion exercise which was suspended recently. Fellow Bahamians, On Tuesday, the 1st of May 2012, nearly 4,000 Bahamians registered voters, some 4% of all registered voters, will vote in an early or an advance poll. This would be possible. This would not be possible if not for the FNM. We amended the Parliamentary Elections Act to permit Bahamian students and others temporarily overseas on work assignments to register and to vote at Bahamas consulate offices overseas in Miami, Florida, New York City, Washington, Atlanta, Georgia, Ottawa, Canada, London, England, Bridgetown, Barbados, Kingston, Jamaica, and Port of Spain, Trinidad. The amendment to the Act also provides for persons unable to vote on election day due to illness, hospitalization, or previously scheduled travel to vote on the early poll. The early poll in New Providence will take place at the College of Bahamas campus on Tucker Road and the Kendall Isaac Gym on Tuesday coming. Around the country, early polls will also be held for the first time ever in a number of family islands, including Abaco, Eleuthera, Andros, Exuma, etc. In all, some 7,865 persons will vote early on Tuesday, including election workers, agents of all political parties, parliamentary commissioner staff, defence force, and police officers. This is clear evidence that your FNM government's commitment to advance our democracy is in evidence. I'd also wish to tell you that the United States government has sent to the Bahamas an observer team comprised of 36 individuals to observe the election. The Organization of American States has also sent its mission 16 representatives from a number of member states, including Guatemala, Colombia, Antigua and Barbuda, the United States, Canada, Argentina, Grenada, St. Lucia, Jamaica, Switzerland, Peru, and Barbados. Let us show the world how we can conduct fair, honest elections in the Bahamas. FNMs and Bahamians everywhere. Color Red has toured now all of our family islands.
Color Red is on the move.
I am very pleased to report to you tonight that the family islands are voting FNM.
Color Red is on the move.
I'm also pleased to tell you that we have begun releasing hard copies of Manifesto 2012. Somebody took mine out of my folder. They'll be available at 5 or more different locations around the park, which will be communicated in short order, even though I see people still have them now. I want you to take a special interest in the manifesto. This here is our manifesto. We have 50,000 of these for distribution. Please get a copy of it. One per household, please. Not more than one per household, so that everybody can get one. Never late, always on time. FNM way. Now, FNMs bear with me because I have to speak directly to PLPs. I want to say a few special words to PLPs, some of whom have come out here tonight, and others who are following us on television or listening to us on radio. And I speak to those who may have supported the PLP in the past, but are not certain that we are to place their support this time around. First of all, let me remind you, out of the belly of the PLP I've come. We are not strangers. Those who oppose me and my party have tried to use him to buttress their claim to the continuation of his work. Do not be deceived. I told South Andros yesterday, the leader that was left in place for them is not worthwhile. He's ignored, he's neglected, and he's embarrassed them. He's not upholding the standard you expect from your leader. I told those who opposed me and my party when they sought to raise the Linden from his eternal rest that they ought not raise the dead unless they knew how to put him back to rest. Clearly they don't know how to put him back, so I will put him back tonight. PLPs, come with me. I have your interest at heart. I will deliver for you what Perry Christie failed to do. Come with me, Exuma. Come with me, Andros. Come with me over the hill. Come with me, Grand Bahama. Come with me, Moores Island. Come with me, Harbour Island, Green Castle, Kennedy here in New Providence. Come with me, PLPs this time. This ain't gonna make you FNM. This will make you a supporter of what and who is good and best able to govern the Bahamas. Come with me, PLPs everywhere, and my party will provide you with a government you can be proud of, and we deliver on our promises. On this final day in Parliament, Sir Lyndon Pinland had some things to say. I want you to watch and listen carefully as Sir Lyndon speaks to you tonight.
The leaders we choose will determine whether our nation fails or succeeds. Sir Lyndon Pinland understood this. During his farewell address to the House of Assembly on July 7, 1997, Sir Lyndon identified Hubert Alexander Ingraham, who at the time was completing his first term in office as Prime Minister, as his most illustrious protege. Here's what Sir Lyndon had to say.
Political councils, Madam Speaker, are made of flesh and blood, and they are made by the perseverance and sacrifice of the men and women who dedicate themselves to them. So it is, and so it has been, with the PLP family, to whom I owe so much, and if I may say so, to whom this country owes so much. Firstly, for leading the march to majority rule and independence. Secondly, for laying the political, social, and economic foundation for a modern society. And thirdly, for nurturing and training virtually every single black political statesman of note over the last 40 years. Randall Fox, Honorable Arthur Hanna, the late Professor Wallace Whitfield, the Honorable Paul O'Reilly, His Excellency Sir Edward Temple, the Honorable Sir Clement Maynard, the Honorable Terry Christie, and lest we forget, the most illustrious protege of mine thus far, the Right Honorable Hubert Alexander.
Sir Lyndon was right. He knew that of all the others, Hubert Ingraham was the one best suited to lead the Bahamas. Today, Hubert Alexander Ingraham is a proven, world-class leader who delivers.
Now let us put the father of our nation back to rest. May he rest in peace forever and ever and ever. FNM is Bahamians everywhere. The PLP flew to the Bahamas high tide created by the FNM before 2002. They want to do so again. They claim that they preside over the most successful economic period in the history of the Bahamas. We are an island people. All of us know how the tide flows. When the tide is rising, it floats all boats. It rises and ebbs every 6 hours. The current continues to run along after the tide starts to fall. The reverse current long after the rocks and banks start to appear. The PLP governed and prospered in this country on the full tide of the FNM. They want to do the same thing again. They are reapers, not sowers. In response to the need for jobs, the need to provide ongoing response to an uncertain and deteriorating global economy, we launched the most significant overhaul of our country's infrastructure. It was a tough decision to make. We made it. It's placed the Bahamas in a position to prosper. They want to catch the rising tide again, having mismanaged the first failing tide in the historic one-term and scandal-ridden term. Don't let them float on your high tide, FNMs. Vote FNMs. On Saturday, we're going to be in Bimini at 4 o'clock, and on Saturday night, 8 o'clock at North Abaco. This election is not a fight. Any of us can go alone. We must band together. So tonight, sign up, volunteer, tell your friends to go to FNM, and go to that website of ours. Click that donate button. We need the money. We don't have the money. We need it. We need to make T-shirts. We need to advertise. I see they are now complaining about an ad we got on TV about how corrupt they were. Too bad, too sad. Let them wait. More coming. I ask all voters to pick up your cards as soon as possible. have information corrected if necessary. On behalf of the Free National Movement, I want to express my thanks and personal gratitude and the gratitude of my party for your responding so overwhelmingly to our call to come and turn this park red.
Color red. It's on the move. Color red. It's on the move.
We're going to be back on this park again on Saturday, the 5th day of May. And on the Sunday before the election, we're going to have a religious function, details of which you will hear soon. And so on behalf of the Free National Movement, I wish to ask you and ask the Bahamas for 5 more years for us to finish the work we have begun.
You're simply the best.
As we depart tonight, I ask you, I ask the Bahamas, I ask over the hill, I ask PLPs, come with me. Let us together build a better Bahamas. Thank you. God bless the Bahamas. God bless you. Good night.